Welcome to our informative YouTube channel on the International Baccalaureate program. In this video, we will cover what you should expect from IB school year in terms of schedule, tests and exams, teacher expectations, certain classes content, and overall experience. After registering for the IB program, regardless of whether you're a diploma or partial student, your schedule will differ significantly compared to previous years of non-IB schooling. Studying and homework are much more crucial than ever and should be done by students after school hours. You'll find yourself having to juggle multiple things, a skill that may be unfamiliar to many applicants of the IB program. Studying and completing schoolwork early, such as the extended essay, is crucial to survival in the IB program. The inclusion of independent work can put gaps in a student's schedule, leaving you with little free time to spend outside of studying, especially during exam times when you'll be reviewing vast amounts of content in a short period. IAs also pose a significant challenge in a student's schedule as it requires students to do hands-on work. Everything in the IB program can be overwhelming, and unlike previous years, IB will require you to work over the vacation days as it is a 2-year program. It's still important to remain flexible and find free time, which will be difficult for many applicants. However, studying a little more is more important than free time. In previous years, students who have breezed through past schoolwork and passed their classes with high marks with little to no studying cannot continue with the same mentality. In previous years, the material covered for each test was significantly less than for IB unit tests. Furthermore, certain teachers in certain subjects, such as math, do not provide a review that includes problems similar to the test. Students are typically encouraged to take a more independent approach to studying. Exams such as math require critical thinking skills and a deep understanding of key concepts to answer questions that may seem more foreign than review questions. Other courses, such as chemistry or biology, adopt a similar teaching method in order to prepare students for higher level education. Overall, compared to previous years, teachers offer more freedom and give students more independence when it comes to how they study. Students have the opportunity to develop proper studying habits that work best for them, preparing them for university. IB classes such as math and biology will include several units before a test is given. This scales the difficulty of assessments as there is significantly more content to be revised. Regarding what skills some classes like biology and psychology demand, students are more required to memorize and understand course content than other classes. Meanwhile, math, chemistry, and physics require more critical thinking to solve problems. However, different classes such as history and English will need analytical skills during exam settings in order to answer prompts effectively. In general, there are strategies that students develop and adopt within the span of the program to be successful. Like coursework, tests and examinations differ significantly from those typically done in previous grades. Questions are much more advanced and may require critical thinking to answer a question. Unlike past years, IB exams don't involve memorizing a formula and simply plugging in numbers like you would find in math tests. The most challenging aspects of IB questions, especially math problems, will lie in the dissection and analysis of the question. If the question is correctly interpreted, it comes to memorization and understanding, as you would find in non-IB exams. As mentioned previously, there's no longer a general science class. Sciences will be split into standard elements of natural sciences, in other words, biology, chemistry, and physics. Unlike mathematics, the sciences are still very similar to previous years in terms of course content and what is required of you. However, the exams will include content that would never be found on the regular curriculum, and some subjects, like biology, include topics that aren't usually discussed until fourth year university.
What lies true for all classes is that in-class assessments all require significant studying to achieve good grades, and cramming the night before will not suffice. We encourage students to experiment with different studying techniques and find out what works best for them. However, we will share techniques which we find to be effective. For classes which require problem-solving skills like chemistry, biology, mathematics, and physics, the best way is to simply do more problems. Alongside general understanding of the unit, constant practice of these questions is how top marks are achieved. Prior to a test, students should complete any type of review package your teacher provides and ask practice questions if they do not have one prepared. In addition, past exam questions and online resources have IB-styled questions to familiarize students with the IB command terms and also provide a mark scheme which tells students exactly how to score all points. As for classes like psychology and history, which require students to utilize facts and evidence in an in-class essay, flashcards can be useful in helping students memorize. In history, having a general understanding of how events chronologically unfolded is more important than memorizing specific dates. Knowing which events affected and caused another is what students should focus on studying. However, this does not mean that knowing specific dates is useless, as they can serve as evidence to support their argument. Generally, for regular unit tests throughout the year, we recommend that students begin reviewing it a week before the test, and for grade 11 we just had, reviewing 2 weeks before was sufficient. In the duration of the program, students can expect several things from different classes compared to previous years. In IB chemistry, students will start to experience experiments, lab work, and overall get used to being in a lab setting. Compared to previous years, simple lab experiments will be more frequent and more focused on specific topics within IB chemistry. IB biology will also provide similar opportunities and unique activities that are relevant to the current topics in order to demonstrate physically rather than on paper. In IB biology will also be more complex compared to previous years and will be focused on theories rather than memorizing specific parts of an organism's body. In IB English, on the other hand, will involve class discussions and in-depth analysis on a certain author's work. Though IB English still includes in-class writing on certain works, these pressurized writing environments will be more intense due to higher standards, unfamiliar topics, and more demanding work count. This will require students to have a very thorough understanding of the work and more viable ideas in order to reach the word count. The analysis will often include topics such as characterization, literary devices, global topics such as religion, morals, and politics. In IB mathematics, expect to learn new mathematical concepts and formulas and to apply them in creative ways. For math, lots of practice will be required, and simply knowing how these new concepts and formulas work is not enough. You need to know how to apply them. For IB history, the course content can vary significantly depending on where you are and what your teachers choose to teach. For us, we learn strictly about modern European history ranging from the First World War to the end of the Cold War. Despite what your history course covers, every historical event is analyzed through their causes, practice, and effects. Additionally, students will also learn how to apply OPCVL, origin, purpose, content, value, limitations to analyze historical sources and implement them throughout their essays. Of the three IB core, Theory of Knowledge is the only class that will take up a block like every other class you will have. TOK classes are taught differently depending on the teacher, but ultimately focuses on what knowledge is and how TOK manifests in the world around us. Students should expect interesting classes and interactive class discussions where students can begin to question the various aspects of life. As mentioned in the other video, the extended essay is a 4,000 word essay which is written outside of class time. Students are assigned a supervisor to guide them through the process. However, it is up to the students to bring original thoughts and ideas to their writing. The EE has multiple subject areas which students can choose from, such as religion, politics, business, geography, etc. It is often recommended that students choose a topic from one of their HL courses, and it is extremely important to choose a topic you are passionate about. The EE requires extensive research and the utilization of academic sources to support an argument, and having a boring topic may encourage students to not put out their best work. Finally, for CAS, students are required to participate in non-school activities which fall under the categories of creativity, action, or service. Expect to write meaningful reflections after these activities. As a rule of thumb, students who spend roughly 20 minutes each week reflecting will complete CAS without issue. Furthermore, each student is required to participate in a CAS project that both spans across a minimum of a month of work and interacts with others in a meaningful fashion. We hope this video gives you guys an overall understanding of what a typical IB year looks like and what to expect from an IB year. As always, please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell. We will see you later.